Taika Waititi was recently interviewed by Empire Magazine, and he had a few interesting sound bites that he had to say about the upcoming Thor: Love and Thunder film. Being quoted as saying, "It's so wild, it's almost like it shouldn't be made," which obviously is the big headline tagline here. Let's jump into this article from the Hollywood Reporter a little bit. We're just going to read a little bit of this, where he says, speaking to Empire Magazine for its July 8th issue, director, writer, and actor Taika Waititi expanded on an Instagram post that he shared at the start of June, announcing that filming had wrapped. In the post, he described his work with the cast and crew as the craziest thing I've ever done. Quote, "Well, just between me and you and the readers, I've done some crazy stuff in my life." He reiterated to Empire, "I've lived like 10 lifetimes, but it's the craziest film I've ever done." But now Taika Waititi is clarifying that it's crazy because what he's created shouldn't make sense. According to the director, what makes the upcoming Marvel movie so wild is how he was able to secure all of its various elements, from its storyline to its cast. This is what Taika Waititi had to say about that. "If you wrote down all of the elements of this film, it shouldn't make sense. It's almost like it shouldn't be made. If you walked into a room and said, 'I want this, and I want this, and I want this,' who's in it? These people. What are you gonna call it? Love and Thunder. I mean, you'd never work again. And maybe I won't after this." So, he goes on to say that he's also shared a bit about what fans can expect from the upcoming film, and he's promising a very different story than Thor Ragnarok. And he ends it by saying there will be far more emotion in this film, a lot more love, and a lot more thunder. He said, and a lot more Thor, if you've seen the photos. So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of a big statement, a lot of stuff for him to say about this. Kind of interesting, kind of fun, and a little bit more eye-opening than your standard, "Oh, it's going to be great. Oh, you're going to love it. Oh, we're really excited about this." He's giving a few slight details to say this. He's surprised that he can get away with doing what it is that he's doing. He's saying it's going to be very different from Thor Ragnarok. He's saying that he basically went out and this is the craziest movie he's ever made. Yes, Thor Ragnarok was wackadoodle. Jojo Rabbit was wackadoodle. Like the concepts of those movies shouldn't work, right? But it's the heart of those films that make them work. Look at Jojo Rabbit. A 10-year-old boy living in Nazi Germany whose best friend is an imaginary version of Adolf Hitler. He has an imaginary friend of Adolf Hitler. And it's a comedy. That movie should not work, but it does. Look at the relationship that this little boy has with his mother. Look at the time period that this movie was made and compare and contrast that to what was going on in the world at the time that the film came out. Look at how people view certain individuals and glorify them, and then come to realize, hang on a second, let's revisit everything I've ever known to be true. When you look at the themes of that movie, you get to strip it away from the comedy. The comedy is there to act as entertainment. But it's the story behind it that makes it important, that makes it compelling, that makes it relatable. And it's quite possible that at the time that Jojo Rabbit came out, everybody was saying, this is the craziest movie he's ever done. Well, now he's self-proclaiming that he's topping that. Thor: Love and Thunder is the craziest movie that he's ever done. Dominica, you're a huge Marvel fan, just the same as I am. Taika Waititi saying this is going to be the craziest movie he's ever done. He's surprised that he's able to get away with the stuff that he's getting away with, right? He's putting stuff into this movie that even he is surprised that he gets to do. We get a lot more love. We get a lot more thunder. What's your take on his comments, and what do you think that we can expect from this film?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've been more excited about any other Marvel film than this one coming up.
Really?
And this was prior to reading any of the comments, and now this is even more exciting. And the reason I say that it's the one I'm most excited about is because I have read Jason Aaron's entire run of Thor, including Jane Foster becoming Thor and all of that. So I mean that is why I was excited for it. Like, oh, that's finally gonna happen in the movies. And that was confirmed in the article as well. So like I'm not spoiling anything, hopefully.
No. No, it's fine. We all know. We all know what's going on.
But like it'll be nice to see the love side of things as well. I think that was a big part of what made me enjoy the first Thor movie. That and the cinematography, which was incredible. Because like prior to those movies coming out, I had no interest in Thor. Same with Captain America. I had no interest in Captain America before the movies came out, but the movies made me love them and go back and read all of the comics.
Can we clarify for a second? I think it's fair to say that nobody, it wasn't just you, very few people cared about Iron Man, very few people cared about Captain America. And yeah, and the same thing with Thor. Same thing with Thor. I mean, aside from the little girl in Adventures from Babysitting, very few people had like deep-rooted love for Thor. I mean, yeah, that's a massive overgeneralization. Of course, as soon as I say this, the internet's going to jump out and attack me and say, that's not true. I've always... Okay, I get it. Like, I get it. I'm talking about the masses here. Very few people had, in mass, love for Iron Man, Captain America, or Thor. Nobody even knew who Hawkeye was. Very few people even knew who Black Widow was. Everybody knows who the Incredible Hulk is. Thanks to Bruce Bixby for that. Was it Bruce? Is that his name? Bruce Bixby? You guys know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say we didn't know who these people were. And then the movies just totally changed. I remember, like, back in 2007, 2006, 2007, when they announced an Iron Man movie. And I just rolled my eyes. Why do we need more? Like, this superhero trend is dying. Fantastic Four was a mess. Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer was, in my opinion, better than the first one, but it was still garbage, right? What else?
Spider-Man. There were a lot of Spider-Man movies around that time.
Some were good, some were bad. Daredevil was a travesty. Ghost Rider was not good at all. So I hear that they're going to do this Iron Man movie, and I'm like, oh no, just put this genre to rest. Thank goodness nobody listened to me. Thank goodness. And now we get Thor Love and Thunder, the craziest movie Taika Waititi has ever done. And that's all the more we have to say about it. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts about Thor Love and Thunder? What are your thoughts about Taika Waititi's comments about this being the wackiest, craziest movie that he's ever done? He had more to say about it. What do you think is going to be incorporated into this movie? We kind of know what's going on with Jane Foster. I mean, like, we don't actually know if she's going to have cancer or if she's going to, come close to dying or whatever. But we do know that she's taking up the mantle of Thor. How is that going to work? What are your thoughts as I'm getting a Charlie horse in my leg? What are your thoughts? Jump on down to the comment section below and let us know. Where did we go? Caleb Richardson. Guys. Thor 4 is going to be absolutely bonkers. Guardians and Thor plus Taika Waititi equals insanity. Yeah. So we already know that the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in Thor Love and Thunder. It's my personal philosophy. It's my personal thought. It's my opinion that the Guardians are going to team up with Thor for some grand adventure at the beginning of the movie. They're going to have their thing that they do, and then the Guardians are going to go off and go away and go do their own thing while Thor continues on his journey in his story. That's personally what I think is going to happen. But yeah, you're right. Taika Waititi saying this is the craziest movie that he's ever made, being able to go off and do whatever it is that he wants to do, and he's surprised that he got the talent. And he's able to, not just the talent, but to do the kinds of wackadoodle stuff that he wants to do. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Dominica, thoughts?
Yeah, I'm also very excited about seeing the Guardians in the Thor movie as well. You know, when the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie came out, I had no idea who they were either.
Yeah, nobody did.
But I have read up a bunch of Guardian stuff.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you like this video, click like. If you really like this video, click subscribe. And if you really, really like this video, click share. Because that is exactly what Tony Stark's Iron Man would want you to do. Doon,